Welcome in to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, the United States beer capital, as the Milwaukee Stags play host to the San Diego Wildcats. The Stags trying to maintain their division lead in the Great Lakes division, while San Diego tries to keep up with Los Angeles. Who knows what will happen? I'm your play-by-play commentator, Colin Northup, and joining me this week is Eric Vinson. How you doing, Eric?
Great, Colin, buddy. Good to be in the broadcast booth with you once again, my friend.
Well, these are two teams whose strengths are exact opposite when it comes to offense. San Diego loves to run it. Milwaukee loves to throw it. We'll see which strength comes out on top.
I absolutely agree. And Milwaukee's got that high-flying passing attack with Churchill, the wide receiver, just leading the way for the Stags offense. With San Diego, you never quite know what you're going to see with them, but they do like to run the football quite a bit.
And the Wildcats will start with the ball. Ball comes out to the 25, and we'll see Zach Holdorf and company come out. Eric, Holdorf's been really helped out by the addition of tight end Ari Mills.
Yeah, absolutely. He's been a welcome course of attack here within this offense. They're starting to get him a few more looks from his tight end spot.
We'll start off with a run. Payne Price up the middle, and he will be stuffed after a short gain. Eric, this is a ground and pound outfit for San Diego, but they can sling the rock around. They're sneaky.
Yeah, absolutely. And Zach Holdorf is one of those quarterbacks. He can run the football. He can throw the football as well. He's got weapons in Rochelle Johnson and R.E. Mills. And then obviously you got Payne Price there in the backfield. He's going to be toting the rock most of the night tonight for San Diego.
Holdorf, first pass. He's going to run up the middle, and this is what he does so well. Keeps both hands around the ball and goes up to the 40-yard line. That'll be a pickup of 15 on his first carry, and that's what Zach does so well, is he can make plays out of nothing exactly like that.
And no kidding, Colin. He's just one of those type of quarterbacks where he can pull it down and run. He's very comfortable with running the football. He's got a great arm on top of that. Maybe it's the number, maybe it's the name, but reminds me of what maybe Zach Wilson in the NFL could have been if he was maybe a little bit better, a little bit more talented.
Run up the middle with Price, and Price gets slammed down. His best carry, he picks up 6. It'll be 2nd and 4. Well, this Milwaukee defense, Eric, you came across some interesting numbers.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, their rushing defense is not very great, so it's going to be hard to see how they combat this, and that's a good throw on that near sideline.
First completion to Rochelle. You had Jefferson there. That's a pickup of a first down.
Yeah, Milwaukee ranks 23rd, Colin, in rushing defense, and San Diego the #1 rushing offense in the UFL.
Here's the sprint out off the bootleg. They dump it underneath to the tight end, who's tackled after a short gain. Milwaukee doesn't have a lot of big names on the defense, Eric, but they've played a big part in helping the Stags be atop their division.
No, but they got big names on the back end there. They've got Will Shackelford at free safety and Cash Cruz at strong safety. Both those guys, crucial parts to that defense. Combined between the two of them, they've got 4 interceptions this season.
Will Shackelford, the first-round draft pick out of Texas. Back there as Price gets the ball. Price will motor his way down to the 35 to set up a 3rd and 3.
And our first test here of the evening for the Wildcats. Kind of in no man's land here. It'll be a long field goal attempt from this spot, so see if they can convert.
A quick RPO slant over the middle. Catch made for the first down. Holdorf quick and decisive on the throw as he finds Johnson to the 26 and a first down.
And that's the way he's looked so far on this drive. He's very quick, very decisive. That's what you need on those RPO plays. Obviously, they were going to run off tackle on that play, but that slant route by Johnson, it looked like Holdorf saw it right away, went right out to it, got the necessary yardage, moved the sticks.
They go with 3 tight ends, 1 wide receiver in the formation. Price the single back. He'll throw again. Holdorf going a little more conventional, trying to go underneath the Mills, who's tackled at the line of scrimmage. No gain.
Yeah, this one not a great throw, but Mills having to come back to the football in order to make the play. No gain, though. No harm, no foul. 2nd and 10.
Mills, tight end number 84 in your program. Price up the middle. He got a big hole across the 15, and he'll be stopped at the 13. Boy, he's shot out of a cannon as soon as he saw that gap.
And that play just developed beautifully. That's exactly what you want from your running back. Go ahead and go across the right guard's hip there. Beautiful hole opened up by the offensive line for San Diego, and Price just had a clear running lane for a first down.
1st and 10 from the 13. Another pass by Holdorf. This will be underneath. And running with the ball after the catch down to the 6-yard line to set up a 2nd and 3 is R.E. Mills. Ball is on the 6-yard line.
That's what they're going to want to do, Colin, with R.E. Mills. To get a penalty flag there.
And a defense. Ooh, they're going to call false start. Mills is the guilty party. They say his movement caused the defense to react to push the ball back to the 11.
First penalty of the evening. That's a big one.
Play action. Roll out. Holdorf goes down in a heap. Back near the 20. They'll mark him down at the 17.
And it continues to be a big penalty here as Waters gets in, just works through his block to Holdorf, rolls right into him. And now it's a 3rd and forever. And this was a promising drive for the Wildcats to start the football game off. And now it's looking like they might be in field goal range, but not even in gimme field goal range.
This is from the 17. They need to get inside the 5 for a first down. And Holdorf will take off and run. Zach Holdorf gets a block to the outside. Got the first down inside the 5 to the 1. Oh my goodness.
I love that decision from Holdorf. He tucks the ball down, good blocking up front, and he goes right towards the sidelines. He uses his wide receiver almost like a pick play, like a pick in basketball. Just goes right off of him, understands he's going to get a block and some extra yardage, and almost gets into the end zone.
Interesting note from league co-founder Kevin Irvine. That's only the 40th time Holdorf has been sacked this season. That's a bit of a shockingly low number.
Considering how much he tucks the ball and runs, absolutely.
Here's the give to the backup. That is Corbin McNeil. He's stopped at 2. Walters again on the stop at its 2nd and goal.
Yeah, and he's having himself an evening so far, already with 3 tackles, including that sack that knocked him back. Milwaukee probably feeling a little bit defeated after giving up that long 3rd down run to convert the first for Holdorf. We'll see if they can force a field goal attempt here with goal to go.
2nd and goal from the 2. They're going to give to Price, and Walters is there again, along with, I think that's Cruz. Yes, it is Cash Cruz. Carnes was actually the man in there, and they're pushed back to the 6.
Yeah, Waters was in there, though. Carnes the first to arrive, but Waters also there on the scene, as well as Cruz. And Waters, hey, just a heads up for you folks out there, unclaimed #1 edge rusher for the Milwaukee Stags. Visit UFL.football to claim your player today.
Never too late to get in on the action as we go 2 wide for the Wildcats now. They motion the receiver close. Holdorf is going to throw for the end zone. Touchdown to R.E. Mills.
Great play design there. Got R.E. Mills open there in the back corner of the end zone. Holdorf didn't have to wait too long for that one to develop. Mills able to break free off the line of scrimmage. Great way to capitalize. Certainly had some adversity on that drive, Colin, but they're able to capitalize for the 2nd straight week. Holdorf to Mills on the opening drive.
Extra point is up and good, and for Zach Holdorf, that's touchdown pass number 12 on the season as the Wildcats take the ball and march it down for a touchdown. Milwaukee has their work cut out.
Yeah, but they've got a high-flying offense. I mean, we talked about it. Their passing attack is absolutely lethal. Wiseman and Churchill have a really good connection through the air. And Churchill has just been putting up stupid highlight. I mean, you look at the Instagram handle for the UFL, and it is nothing but Mike Churchill highlights recently.
That 180-plus yard bomb against Wichita last week, that was ridiculous.
Thing of beauty.
Gets up from the 2 and will be across the 20, mark him down at the 25. And our first numbers tonight are 6 and 7 off of Hugo. Bingo numbers, and Adam Wiseman is on the field. First and 10 years to get to Rocco McLeod, fellows, swinging wide. And Rocco gets 8 yards out to the 32.
Good tackle to start things off. We don't really see a ton of rushing attempts here for this Milwaukee team, but maybe that'll keep San Diego on their heels as far as game plans are concerned.
McLongfellow, a 5th-round gem in this past rookie draft. Oh, and Wiseman almost threw an interception. Cobb almost picked it up. And Eric, this is a Milwaukee team. We know about Churchill and Wiseman, but don't forget about Scorch Henderson.
Oh, Scorch Henderson is another one. He's got impressive speed. He's going to be their gadget guy. You'll see him maybe catch some wide receiver screens, some jet sweeps. He's definitely the guy that is going to have the speed to break to the outside.
3rd and 2, they line up with 3 tight ends. They'll play action, spread out of it. Wiseman finds the tight end for the first down. That's one of them. That'll be a pick of 9 yards to make it 11. Number 88 in your program. And that's good enough for a Milwaukee first down.
And good rollout there. Good decision by Wiseman. Little late on the throw, but able to hold that one in. A little bit of a hospital ball, pardon the term, but, you know, and ended up being okay for Milwaukee on that play.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back home.
To the 1st and 10 from the 41. Back to throws Wiseman. Hit the little corner up, broken tackle, and moving up the field quickly is Dejon Wright.
Yeah, Wright is another one. He's technically listed at wide receiver 3 on the depth chart behind Scorch and Churchill, but he's another one that's come up with some clutch catches and some clutch situations. We saw one right there. Good little hitch route there. Diggs tries to disrupt it, avoids the tackle, gets upfield. That's all you want to see from your receiver.
Wiseman has started off fairly well. A 3rd-year man from Virginia Tech. Here's to get a McLongfellow again, sweeping that right side, cuts upfield and gets knocked down at the 35. And Eric, this is a San Diego team that's their defensive star power is concentrated in those 2 ends, Corey and Ross.
Yeah, absolutely. But we saw Cobb as well at left outside linebacker almost make an interception right away on a little dump-off pass to the back. So he's another guy to certainly watch out for. One of the best outside linebackers in the league out of UAB.
Yeah, this guy is everywhere. Play action by Wiseman. Loads up, fires over the head of Churchill, incomplete.
Yeah, there's tight coverage on the back end there. Looked like Jordan Elion was in tight coverage. And I don't even know if Churchill got his head around to locate the football.
3rd and 6 from the 35. Stags trying to convert this 3rd down, and they do. It's right again on a similar pattern as before, Eric, although the yak was limited.
And it's funny, Colin, he's been very limited in this offense, right? We talked about it where Scorch and Churchill are the 2 main options. He's only had 11 catches coming into this week. He had a touchdown, but now he's got 2 catches on this drive alone, and he's paying off in a big way.
He's a smaller man going up against Franks, the much bigger linebacker. He's only 6'2", 227, but able to use every inch of his frame, shield the defender as they run under play action with the Longfellow. In the field, catch made, out of bounds, inside the 5. They'll mark it at the 3. And that is Dallas Wright, the number 1 tight end.
And I'll tell you what, San Diego is not making this easy. They know that Milwaukee wants to throw the football, and they are coming out with really tight coverage out there. I mean, you saw Cobb right there running step for step with the tight end. That's just a great catch, keeping the feet in bounds, not dropping the football at all, and now it's a goal-to-go situation for Milwaukee.
First and goal from the 3. Everybody in tight goal line defense from the Wildcats. Here's to get to Longfellow going wide, and he gets down to the 2. Before he's brought down there, it'll be second and goal.
And it looks like early on when they're going to the rushing attack, Colin, they're working off tackle to see what they can get. It worked on the initial play from scrimmage, but since then, maybe 2 or 3 yards.
They go up the middle. Touchdown is the call as he breaks the plane. That's the backup running back there for Milwaukee. That is Tigner. Gets the touchdown.
Avery Tigner able to snipe one away from Longfellow on that one, but good blocking up front. Fullback gets in there, makes a good block. Stephen James able to peel back the linebacker and give Tigner a little bit more breathing room and finds the end zone.
And that score is from 2 yards out, so people will be happy about that. 10 plays, 76 yards, 3 minutes and 47 seconds taken off the clock, and the Stags have tied the game thanks to Avery Tigner.
Colin, if you watched game night before Primetime here tonight, I mean, the number 2 was just lethal. It was so savage to those UFL bingo players out there. So I'm glad we finally got the number 2 on the board.
We just have 14 seconds left to go in the first quarter, and 3 numbers off the board in a 7-7 game. Both teams scoring on their opening possession, and San Diego's wearing the all-white with the light blue helmets. Set to get the ball next. Kickoff is away and out of the back of the end zone. Ball comes out to the 25. As Holdorf takes over from the shotgun, 1st and 10. 2 wide receivers in the formation. They get the Price on the draw. That's not going to work. Milwaukee sniffed that out like a bloodhound.
Yeah, Milwaukee came in on a blitz. It looked like that was Marvin Sheed and also Arion Hooks coming up from the safety spot to come in and make the play, and they just filled those gaps to perfection. Nowhere to go for Price.
And that'll be the end of the first quarter. It's quick moving, but impactful. Both teams have scored. We are level at 7 apiece. You're watching the UFL here on the Virtual Football Network. I'm Colin Northrop. My partner this week is Eric Vinson. As San Diego runs a sprint rollout and will complete the pass for the first down, as Oldorf is now 7 of 7 as he finds Armstrong there.
A good quick decision there by Holdorf. He had another blitz coming, recognized it, found the open man, which was Mills, and another first down here for the Wildcats.
Play action again. Holdorf over the middle, catch made beautifully on the play. And it'll be another first down for the Wildcats. It's McCray on the reception.
40-year man out of Virginia making a good catch over the middle. Not anyone really within range. That zone defense picked apart by the Wildcats on that particular play.
I agree with Ron Haynes in the chat. That was a fast first quarter. And ooh, look at this move. Ross left grasping at air before Cruz brings him down. Going to be 1st and 10 from the 47.
Here we go. Check out.
Just over the 50. Here's to get a Price. He's stuffed. He is stuffed for a 2-yard loss back to the 49.
And Colin, we talked about it. I mean, Milwaukee's rushing attack is near the bottom of the league, and they are coming out and sniffing out this rushing attack for San Diego, which is number 1 in the league. They're doing a great job and forcing the ball to go into Holdorf's hands. Now, so far, Holdorf has played admirably, but it's very early on. Lots of football to be played.
2nd and 12. Play action again. Holdorf just got rid of the ball, and I don't know how he did it, but Ari Mills, no, that's Johnson rather, catches the ball, his second grab, and that's good enough for first down.
2 catches, 27 yards already for Johnson. And yeah, Holdorf, like you said, Colin, got rid of that football just in time. Blitzer breathing down his neck. Johnson coming open just at the right time. Good catch over the middle. And another first down as they work it towards the 30-yard line.
Come on, set. 18 Gator.
Single back is Payne. He's been quiet. Single receiver to the top. It's going to be another pass. Holdorf. Complete. One of those tight ends dragging across the middle. Holdorf is 10 for 10.
Yeah, like I said, perfect start for the night for Holdorf. Milwaukee is forcing the football into Zach's hands. He is playing admirably thus far. We'll see how Milwaukee responds to that.
Holdorf. Again, the pass. Throws to the sideline. What a catch. That's Price out of the backfield. Oh my goodness, that's good for 17.
That was just nutty, Colin. I mean, Holdorf has no room to follow through with the pressure coming in his face. His own center is right there in his lap. And then add the fact that he's got 3 different receivers in the same general area, and it's the running back that comes up with that football catch. Oh my goodness, what a play for San Diego to get in the red zone.
The ball is at the 11. It'll be first and 10. They can get inside the 1 for a first down, but they won't need it. McRae, touchdown, wide open. Nobody picked them up, Eric, and San Diego takes the lead.
San Diego back up on top. Great route by McRae. Little in and out. Look at that. Great breakdown of the hips. Leaves Cruz in the dust, and that was an easy touchdown there for San Diego.
And McRae puts his team up by 6. Extra point. Swishes through. And it is now 14-7. As another number comes off the board. And Eric, you know, we're going to talk about the playoffs here.
Playoffs? You kidding me?
Well, you see the standings for the Great East Conference. The Stags are right there at the 4th seed, but they have 2 teams that are in the hunt, nipping at their heels, sort of very closely scoreboard watching. And the West, well, let's just say there's a lot of things to be decided there.
Yeah, it's going to be wild to watch towards the latter part. I mean, we've got 4 weeks left of the regular season. All these teams, so many teams vying for playoff positioning, including these 2 teams that are playing here tonight. I mean, you think that San Diego's sitting pretty with that 8-3 record, but they're battling with LA in their own division. They cannot afford to lose this ball game, and neither can Milwaukee in their division race.
And McLongfellow takes the carry. He gets stopped after a 1-yard gain. Only 16 rushing yards allowed by the Wildcat defense. As it's 2nd and 9. Some very tight races there at the bottom of the wild card portion of each conference standings. Houston and Austin fighting it out for positioning there. As it's 3rd and 6.
First real test here for Milwaukee. San Diego's had some tough 3rd down conversions. We'll see how Milwaukee responds here.
3rd and 6 from the 29. Wiseman throws, catch made. What a first down. And once again, it's right on the low curl.
3 catches for 42 yards tonight. He has played a massive role in this offense, and it's been very quiet for the normal playmakers that we see for the Stags in the passing attack. Haven't seen Churchill get involved. He's had 1 target, I think. Scorch, we haven't seen anything from him thus far. So right now, it's the DeJuan Wright show, I guess.
Yeah, they've thrown a couple of balls in the direction of Churchill, but Wright has become the unexpected go-to target. This will be play action again from Wiseman. Fires it down the field, and nice broken up made on the play down there. My gosh.
And that's been the other part of the offense that we've seen thus far for Milwaukee, is they're getting the tight ends involved between Wright and McElveen. Both of those guys have had great catches, at least on that first possession here.
He's going to make a Longfellow, tried to make a cut, but Cobb took the blocker and occupied him where Longfellow wanted to go, set up a 3rd and 8.
And Colin, we've got breaking news. New helmets have arrived at Zildjian Design Studio from Green Gridiron. We're going to take a first look tonight on the broadcast in the second half. Can't wait for that.
Oh, that'll be fun. Throw over the middle. There's Wright again on 3rd and 8. Not a curl, but a little more of an in cut, but still good enough for a first down.
And he's already up to 50 yards. I mean, it's been kind of wild, the resurgence here for DeJuan Wright in this offense, and Wiseman has just been finding him all night long. Only the second possession here for the Stags offensively, as we've had a fast-moving first half, but maybe San Diego going to have to make some adjustments to account for number 11.
I don't think Wright being the leading receiver for Milwaukee was on anybody's radar coming into the game, as Longfellow takes to the late handoff up the middle, and he'll gain 2 yards. 2nd and 8. Cobb records his first tackle.
It's starting to appear that this type of ball game is going to depend on who has the football last. It's going to be one of those knockdown, drag out, clock moving the entire time type of games.
Throw over the middle, catch made out of the 2 tight end set. And it'll be 3rd down and 4 as McLevin, it's his 2nd grab.
Wiseman 7 of 10. I believe Holdorf still perfect on the evening, so very few completions between these two quarterbacks.
And Wiseman down the middle, ball in the air. Oh, tipped and intercepted. Oh my goodness, running back the other way with the ball. It's number 56 for San Diego, and he goes all the way down. That's Franks inside the 25 to the 28.
All right, we've seen 2 nutty plays tonight here for both sides of the ball for San Diego. Little tip drill multiple times, and Franks is just Johnny on the spot on that deflection. He's able to pick it up out of the air and rumble down that far sideline. My mouth was on the floor, Colin, when that play happened in real time.
Yeah, there were
very
Wildcat,
beneficial for San Diego.
Wildcat defenders got their mutts on the ball before Franks is like, I got it. And Payne Price, he's been held in check. Holdorf's been the star early going. And credit to Scorch Henderson to bring down Franks, or otherwise he might have gone all the way. Regardless, it's 1st and 10 from 28, and this little in cut is caught for a 5-yard gain over the middle.
Yeah, and Holdorf still perfect, 13 of 13. Great starting field position after the turnover. Got to get some points off that turnover as well. Because, like I was saying, Colin, it looks like it's going to be one of those games where maybe the last ball, or the last team that possesses the football, they might win this ball game. And right now, with our first turnover of the game, San Diego's got to capitalize on it.
1st and 10 from the 23. Play action, Holdorf full run. He's slippery, gets the first down. Past the 20, they'll mark him just short of 15 at the 16.
And it was a great block by the right guard, McConico, coming in there and hitting the defensive lineman coming towards Holdorf as he stepped up into the pocket. That broke him free and gave him the first down.
The motion the receiver ran, that is Johnson. Back to throw is Holdorf. Fires down the middle, and there's his first incompletion as he was trying to go for the end zone, but threw it just a bit in front of his leg.
A little too hot. Looking for Sir Jefferson there. Might have had a step on the DB, but Holdorf just misses him on that one.
2nd and 10 from the 16. Play action. Holdorf over the middle. Touchdown. He found him that time. Michelle Johnson in the end zone for the Wildcat score.
Yeah, very similar play design on that one, Colin. And this time Holdorf did miss. Finds Johnson right over the middle of the field. Great catch. Easy touchdown for San Diego. They get the points off the turnover, and they are in front by 2 scores.
So they take advantage of the spectacular interception by Franks, and they cash it in for 7 points. The extra point is up and good, and we have 2 More numbers off the board, 16 and 21, as Holdorf completes the pass for the touchdown, despite throwing his first incompletion of the game.
Yeah, and for all you Yugo bingo players tonight, just be sure to tag Virtual Football Network in the YouTube chat if you end up getting a bingo here tonight, so that way we can go ahead and issue your winnings.
And right now, the visitors from sunny California are all over these cold weather Stags, wearing their all red get up, complete with the gold accent on both the jerseys, pants, and helmet. As this ball come out to the 25, Eric, things have definitely started to snowball in the wrong direction for the Stags offense.
Yeah, and all it took was one play because both of these teams have been playing pretty admirably. DeJuan Wright has been the hot man here for Milwaukee on offense, but San Diego's had trouble covering him. It was just a fluke play on that tipped ball multiple times that ended up being the interception, and San Diego took advantage of the great field position.
And Franks he made one of those tackles on Wright, the defensive captain there, and it'll be 1st and 10 from the 25, just 3:08 to go in the first half. Stags down by a few touchdowns, and Wiseman will start with a throw, loads up, goes underneath, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Henderson, but he could not hang on to the ball.
I can't believe that he didn't hold on to that football. It looked like it just squirted free as he was coming down to the turf.
Did not survive the ground as we got a bunch to the bottom with the tight end. They get to rock him with Longfellow, and he's found the running lanes closed. He's only at 22 yards on 8 totes of the ball. That was just a 2-yard pickup there.
Yeah, San Diego's done a much better job at limiting the rushing attack here on the second and third possessions for the Stags.
There's Wiseman down the middle. Nice deflection made by the defensive back as they were looking for Churchill. Incomplete. That would have been enough for a first down, Eric. But instead, Elijah Palmer's like, no.
Yeah, there was a good swat there on the back end. Looked like that was Jordan Elion again, who was in tight coverage on that deep shot that Milwaukee took early on in the ball game. So Churchill still remaining quiet, does not have a catch, and San Diego taking advantage as a result of 2 scores.
It's going to be a punt here with 2:27 left. Punt is away without any incident. Ball drifting back inside the 25, and it'll be returned up to the 32.
Here we go.
2:19 left, and the Wildcats, they're in firm control of this one, Eric.
Yeah, they sure are. And all 3 timeouts, you can easily and comfortably run your 2-minute offense here. No mistakes, no risks. Just go ahead and move the football down the field, see if you can get some points.
Omar throws complete. Johnson, he was covered like a blanket, but still managed to haul it in as he's up to 4 grabs for 61 yards.
And speaking of mistakes, Holdorf just didn't make it any tonight. I mean, he's had the one incompletion. He put a little too much juice on that pass, but otherwise everything has been crisp, clean, no caffeine, and those receivers are eating tonight for San Diego.
Coles on the tackle there as we reach the 2-minute warning. San Diego in firm control. Colin Northrop, Eric Vincent here in the broadcast booth with you. Live from Milwaukee, Wisconsin this evening as the pass is complete to Johnson on the curl route. Good enough for a first down to the 37.
Yeah, Holdorf again has just been fantastic in the passing game tonight. Johnson 5 catches, 74 yards. Milwaukee just doesn't have an answer for his sniping tonight.
Holdorf again to throw. He goes down for the second time in the game at the 47, and Shed, the linebacker, came through and brought him down for a 10-yard loss.
And that's really been the only blemish here tonight for the San Diego offense is those 2 sacks, and both of them have been pretty huge. Holdorf able to run the football and get a huge 3rd down conversion to set up a goal-to-go situation in the previous sack. We'll see how he responds on this one, but he's definitely taking care of the football as he continues to do that through the course of the season. He's only thrown 6 interceptions this season, tied for fewest in the league.
Miami's Rob Crone also has thrown just 6 interceptions. This Holdorf again tries to take off and run, but Carr says, and tackles him for a loss of 6 yards. Remember, and no huddle incurs a 10-second runoff, regardless of the yards gained, so no spikes are present in UFL games.
And Kobe Carnes does a nice job just getting off his block, sensing when Holdorf is just going to tuck it and run. And that's difficult to do when you've got a talented running quarterback like Holdorf. It's a great job there to get the sack and force a 3rd and a country mile.
Wiseman screaming from the sidelines, call it timeout, but the Stags don't elect to use it, and Price just rumbles up the middle. They're going to let the clock drain some more here. Interesting, and timeout wasn't called there, Eric, by Milwaukee on defense.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's definitely a puzzling situation for sure. And I think we should bring in league co-founder Cameron Irvine to talk about that and maybe what the decision-making was with that.
Hey, what's up, guys? Yeah, so Milwaukee did not call a timeout in that situation based on the expected field position. So because they were going to be inside the 20 or shorter, essentially Milwaukee is saying there's not enough time left in the half for us to do anything with this because they're just going to punt it away and pin us back deep anyway. If San Diego was not as far up the field, you would have seen Milwaukee call that timeout.
Thank you, Cam. Completion was good to Henderson. San Diego dominating every aspect of that first half, Eric Vincent. Kind of be a surprising method to passing attack.
Yeah, Holdorf has been perfect through the air tonight. We haven't really seen a whole lot from the rushing attack of the Wildcats, but Holdorf has been absolutely perfect through the air. Milwaukee has had no answer for him. San Diego with the only turnover of the game. They take advantage of it with another touchdown. And really a quick moving first half. Both teams, not a whole lot of opportunity to possess the football. But we're going to see how this turns out here in the second half.
Before we get things started, let's go to League Right.
This presentation of the UFL is intended for the private use of our audience. Any accounts or descriptions of the game without the express written consent of the league office is prohibited.
Thank you, Chris Curtis. As the kickoff flies out of the back of the end zone, I'm Colin Northrop, alongside my buddy Eric Vincent, and Milwaukee's coming back on the field, Eric, and they need a touchdown in the worst way.
Yeah, I would say, I know it's early, we still got a whole half of football to play, Colin, but I would agree with you that a touchdown would do wonders for this team.
Throw underneath off the rollout. Second catch of the game for Scorch Henderson. So they're getting him involved. Just 137 total yards in that first half for the Stags, only 24 on the ground.
Watch the screen, watch the screen. Watch the
Give to McLongfellow. And he is stopped after a short gain to set up a 3rd and 5.
And San Diego's defense has done a good job with clogging those running lanes there for McLongfellow. It's why he hasn't been able to get going tonight. San Diego, not a great rushing defense either, ranked 21st in the league.
Throw down the field. Oh, right pulls in on the deep in route for the first down.
Man, DeJuan Wright looking for a shift up that depth chart with the way that he's playing tonight. Look at how open he is. Just finds a nice little area in the defense. Wiseman sees it, throws a good ball. They're right at the midfield stripe, and Milwaukee's in business.
And the Stags looking to change the narrative a little bit. They had the ball on the 48. Here's to get him McLongfellow. Biggest hole of the day, and a nice juke in the hole on Morgan, the safety man, as he gets the first down up to the 34.
Best run since maybe the first possession of the Stags offense here tonight. Great hole opened up here for Longfellow. I mean, look at that. He could have gone either way. He could have gone left or right, would have had plenty of running room, and a great run play there on first down to keep things going. Great juke move as well.
I love how decisive Longfellow was. He just made the one cut and he boom. And that up to the 34 will be first and Wiseman back to throw. Dubs it underneath, just out of the reach of the tight end. Incomplete, second down.
Yeah, I think Wiseman wanted to throw it there. Thought maybe his tight end could find another gear because at that position, he was off to the races.
And Longfellow tackled after just a 2-yard pickup up to the 32.
Another 3rd and 8 here, Colin. We've seen DeJuan Wright show up in these situations. We'll see if they go his way.
Although Mike Churchill's been awfully quiet. Does he show up here? No. Throw down the field. All right. They went for him, but he had the ball knocked out of his hands. Would have been good enough for a first and goal had he managed to hang on.
Yeah, and they had the matchup. They had the one-on-one coverage, safety over the top. It was a good ball there by Wiseman to make sure that the safety couldn't get over. But Diggs, good one-on-one coverage there with DeJuan Wright, and he's able to cause just as much of a disruption for Wright to drop the ball.
They're going to try a long field goal. It's going to be close to about a 50-yarder, and that's going to be way short. So I appreciate the effort. Let's try to get something out of this, but in the end, they get nothing.
Yeah, they had absolutely no chance on that one, and I don't necessarily dislike the decision to try and get some points on the board, especially after a drive like that, but you also got to understand the limitations of your kicker and recognize the ability to flip the field on San Diego, who's done a great job with throwing the football tonight.
We have 1st and 10 for the Wildcats from their own 39. After the missed field goal, Price up the middle, East stop for a short gain. He's been held in check, but it hasn't been a detriment to the Wildcats.
No, because Holdorf's just been playing out of his mind tonight. I mean, it's a fairly balanced play call tonight. 17 passes, 13 runs, but Holdorf has just been electric.
There's the give to Price. He explodes through the hole. And did he get the first down? They say yes, he did.
Just north of 4 yards of carry here tonight for Payne Price. Good job. And you talked about it, Colin. Didn't even have to do the one cut. Just right up the middle he goes, recognizes where the hole in the defense was, and gets just enough to keep the drive alive.
Bunch to the top of the formation. Pitch out to Price. That didn't work. The Milwaukee defense read that like an open book. Stopping it for no gain.
Oh, it's the right tackle, Tyrone Colson, just didn't get his block there. Didn't seal the edge, and Payne Price had absolutely no shot at getting any sort of yardage on that.
They line up with 3 tight ends. Here they run a sprint out. They'll dump it out to Price, who tries to make something happen with it. And it'll be 3rd and 7 coming up.
We've seen him backed up into worse third down situations here. Gonna have to convert since they're in no man's land.
Hold We'll have to scramble up the middle and nobody picks him up, and that's good enough for a first down as he's up to 52 yards on 4 scrambles.
And that's been what Holdorf has decided to do on 3rd down. He'll make a quick read, takes off and goes with it. And, you know, Milwaukee hasn't put a spy on him, which maybe that might be something they need to look at defensively from a scheme perspective. But Holdorf has just been running all over Milwaukee. As you see, I'm fairly certain he's the leading rusher tonight.
4 carries, 52 yards. Hollard back to throw, fires over the middle. Catch made by McCray, good enough for the first down, just short of 20. For UFL schedule, standing stats, rankings, and more, Visit the league website at UFL.football and claim your player today. You can help your favorite team succeed there too by just being a fan and declaring your fandom at UFL.football, the official home of everything UFL. Here goes Holdorf again, and he gets down to the 14.
That gets him into the red zone. Good gain of 7 on that play there for Holdorf. And he's just played so sharp tonight, Colin. I can't stress that enough.
Now under 5 to go in the third. Holdorf back to throw to the end zone. Oh, incomplete just behind him. Holdorf averages just over or right about just under 72 yards a game. It's 71.7. He's at 59 now. 3rd and 3. Crowd trying to will their team on. Holdorf up the middle, but this time Milwaukee was ready. And Coleman brings it down. It'll be 4th down from the 15.
And that was a much better play call defensively, Colin. I talked about there wasn't a spy on the quarterback to prevent him from running free on that play there. Coleman was the spy. Look at him lurking. Sees Holdorf take off, and he just fires out of a cannon to go ahead and make that hit.
And a loss of a yard. They still get a field goal attempt out of it to San Diego. And Franks, he came up huge with the interception return. Set up one of the Wildcats' touchdowns, and this field goal is good. It's now 24-7. And 4:18 left in the third.
Well, Ron Haynes, you were complaining we only had 7 numbers. We got a couple more for you there, buddy. We got 9 total now. Plenty of opportunities for bingo tonight as we get the updated numbers there on your screen.
24 and 32 are now off the board in addition to those previous numbers given. Want to remind you, week 13 concludes when the UFL returns from break Wednesday, July 16th, with 4 more exciting matchups, most of which will impact the playoff race. Houston at Portland, Tennessee at Chicago, Phoenix at Washington, and Los Angeles at San Jose. We'll see you back here real soon. The UFL lives on VFN. Should be exciting stuff, Eric. I'm most interested in watching the Los Angeles San Jose game.
Yeah, most definitely. That'll be a huge contest for sure. LA doing a nice job just maintaining their position in the division. Obviously in the same division as San Diego here. So we'll have to see how that all shapes out.
And Wiseman helped throw down the middle. Catch made. Look who it is. Welcome to the ball game, Mike Churchill.
And it only took about 3.5 quarters, but man, they finally find Churchill for his first catch, and it's a big one over the middle of the field. Wiseman, good timing there, waiting for Churchill to get free over the middle of the field, and a good catch by Churchill.
Speaking of quarterbacks, the last 2 games for Zach Holdorf have just been straight up ridiculous. He's gone a combined 35 of 40 passing, 5 touchdowns, no interceptions. His top 2 completion percentage games to come in back-to-back weeks. As we see Scorch Henderson on the jet sweep, and he will get stopped at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
And Colin, I talked about how that's going to be why they want to use Scorch in this offense. Go ahead and get him into space and use his speed. San Diego ready for that one, though.
We got I formation. McLong fell to deep back. They fake it to him. Wiseman sprints out. Oh, he goes down as Ross brings him down. Number 79 for his first sack of the ball game. It's going to be 3rd and 18.
Just in the nick of time because Wiseman was ready to uncork this one. But a great job there getting to the quarterback. 6.5 sacks on the season here for Alexander Ross. Great job for disrupting that play.
The guy who played his college football at West Virginia was the West Virginia Gatorade Player of the Year at Martinsburg High School. The 3rd and 18 throw in the middle is broken up, looking for right, and it'll be 4th and 18.
And Milwaukee's just reeling right now. Like, they are trying to find some sort of option within this offense to keep themselves in the ball game. San Diego just playing absolutely out of their minds defensively.
It'll be 4th and 18. Punt is away. And it'll be down inside the 10 at the 7. It'll die there. Eric, did you know Payne Price graduated from the same high school in Springfield, Missouri as Bob Barker?
I did not know that. That is a fun little fact.
That is just fascinating. Served his country in the United States Marine Corps and later attended Missouri State University. So, a little facts about Mr. Price there, who gets the ball in the draw. Nice spin off the big lineman, but alas, he's only able to get 4 yards.
And this might be a situation that favors Milwaukee. We talked about going for the long field goal as opposed to maybe flipping the field and pinning San Diego back deep. The Stags have an opportunity here on defense.
There's Price on the carry, gets the first down. Got about 4.5 when you needed 4. And just like that, San Diego's over 100 yards rushing as a team.
Yeah, good blocking up front there. Nice run there for Price to keep the drive alive.
Here to get the Price again. Corner comes down crashing hard to make the stop, only after pick up a 2. That's Shackelford again.
Yeah, just a good play call there for Milwaukee to go ahead and send the corner down on the blitz in order to get to the running back quickly.
Watch the safety creep.
We now know the next 8 teams that will be getting full-size replicas from Green Gridiron. Dakota, Los Angeles, Cleveland, New Orleans, Denver, Austin, Chicago, and St. Louis in collaboration with the UFL that will bring all 32 teams to life with full-size replica helmets. Watch for the official reveal on Green Gridiron socials. They make it real, and so do all of you. For more info on their amazing products that Green Gridiron has to offer, visit greengridiron.com. And you see the helmets right there, Eric, and it's just magnificent.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, how could you not appreciate the work that Green Gridiron has done to bring these teams and these helmets to life? It's just absolutely amazing.
And in the third quarter, 24-7 our score. San Diego in firm control. Stags have been looking for answers ever since their second possession of the ball game. Eric Vincent, Colin North up here with you. As Price up the middle, wraps both hands around the ball, and we'll pick up 5. It'll be 2nd and 5.
Which of those teams, Colin, by the way, are you most excited to see the reveal for?
Which of those teams? I really like Austin's logo, so I'm pretty excited for them. As Price picks up the first down.
Yeah, Austin's got a really good. I'm kind of excited for Dakota. They've got a nice. It's like a matte navy blue mixed with that gray. It's just a nice classic look.
New Orleans is kind of neat with the 2 shades of red on the white shell. With Price, he's just hammering away at this defense. He's up to 72 yards now.
Yeah, and San Diego's hit the point in the ball game where, you know, you're up by 3 scores. You might as well chew as much clock as humanly possible. Don't put the ball in unnecessary risk.
The run up the middle is going to get the first down. Just workmanlike here from Price. As they bring in 3 tight ends on the field, you see all 11 defenders from Milwaukee on your screen. They'll run play action, and why not? Then a big tight end. Good enough for first down, as Holborn has thrown 3 touchdowns, along with 3 incompletions. It's just crazy.
Great play call there to go ahead and go with the play action after running the football consistently. Just lures the defense in. You touched on it, Colin. All 11 guys in the box anticipating that run. hit him with the play action, and then a perfect ball thrown along that far sideline to Armstrong.
And Armstrong able to get down his feet down in a good, clean manner as well. Here's the counter play to Price, bursting through the opening, and he goes for 7 yards to the 28.
Offensive line did a good job on that play, sealing the edge, allowing Price to just go right off the right guard there, or the left guard, excuse me. It was a big game once again.
The net splits for the wide receivers as well as the tight end. Holdorf will take off and run. Why not? Zach Holdorf tackled just short of the 15.
I mean, Colin, what can't he do? I mean, tonight is his night. He's rushed the ball for 70 yards. He's thrown for 3 touchdowns. He hasn't thrown an incompletion besides the one all evening long. And this was all Milwaukee's doing. They forced the offensive game plan into Holdorf's hands, and he has responded admirably.
He's like, fine, you want to put it all on my shoulders? Watch me do it. Go to the end zone. Oh, we got.
Wow.
He caught it. Rochelle Johnson. You are ridiculous. That's his second touchdown of the ball game, and that might be his most spectacular.
Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. Rochelle Johnson, we salute you, sir. What a throw and what a catch. I mean, it was a great throw by Holdorf, wide open there, and the presence by Johnson to go ahead and turn back, pirouette towards the ball, keep the tippy toes in bounds, and then fall backwards, still holding onto the football. That is top 10 quality right there.
That's definitely going on the highlight reel. Both toes were in, so that is a good score. And it is now officially 31-7. 13 plays, 93 yards, almost 6.5 minutes taken off the clock.
Big response by San Diego to go on that long drive. Pin back deep from their own 7-yard line. They go the length of the football field, chew up a bunch of clock in the third quarter and a bunch of clock in the fourth quarter here. Milwaukee just backs up against the wall at this point. They got to get themselves a touchdown.
7:58 left. See all the numbers off of the Yugo Bingo. And if the trend holds, that Great Lakes division is going to become even more of a frenetic scramble at the top. The return goes up to the 24-yard line for Milwaukee.
And that's a great point, Colin. I mean, that division, the Great Lakes division in the East, it is going to be an absolute free-for-all. 3 teams will be tied at 6-6. Milwaukee, Motor City, and Cincinnati. All 3 teams in varying degrees of success within this season.
Throw over the middle, Wright makes the catch, first down. That's a good start for Milwaukee. It's one brick at a time. As they get up to the 34, Wright approaching 100 yards receiving as the Stags hit mash go on the gas pedal. Wiseman over the middle, knocked down, incomplete. Franks on the coverage.
And Wiseman has just had nowhere to go with the football tonight. I mean, the fact that Churchill has only had 1 catch all evening long, Scorch has had a couple, and it's been DeJuan Wright that's been the workhorse tonight. That says it all.
Throw over the middle, and Henderson was the intended receiver. He picked up 5. That's just his 3rd grab.
Cheetah! 56.
3rd and 5. Wiseman back to throw. Sets, fires down the field. Intercepted on the play, and the Wildcats have the ball. That is number 30. Palmer, that is Elion on the interception.
And that's unclaimed cornerback number 1 in your programs, Jordan Elion for the San Diego Wildcats, who has been all over Mike Churchill here tonight, just blanketing him, this time jumping the route, coming up with the interception. it's a long time coming. The way that he's been playing Churchill tonight finally comes up with the big play. 2 turnovers tonight for the Wildcats defense.
Want to remind you to please like and comment on this video to help the UFL reach more people as it continues to run the back 9 of the regular season. We want everyone to see what we're building. Thank you for your continued support in the inaugural UFL season as Price explodes up the middle, and now he's 1 yard away from the century mark.
It was a funky looking play, Colin. Looked almost like a broken play where Brady Boyd gets into Holdorf's lap, and somehow Holdorf is able to get the ball to Price. I think the defense was just as confused as the audience at home.
As you see the score scrolling across, New Orleans, impressive offensive outing. Dakota continues to show all of a sudden they have a lethal vertical passing attack as they walk over the Silvertips 31-7. And the Austin Lone Stars continue to be one of the feel-good stories here in this back half of the inaugural season.
They're hitting their stride at the right time, Colin, with only 4 weeks left to go here in the regular season. Playoff time is a-rolling.
Here's Price, wrapping both hands around the ball and charging ahead to the 27. Adam Wiseman says if Holdorf keeps playing like this, he should be MVP, Eric. And I agree with that.
I mean, he's easily going to be player of the game tonight, but, I mean, good grief. Holdorf playing otherworldly tonight at quarterback here for San Diego.
3 tight ends on the field for the Wildcats. They're going to give off the Price, and Price met immediately after a 2-yard gain.
So, Colin, we touched on it. This is going to muddy up the division for Milwaukee in that Great Lakes division between Milwaukee, Motor City, and Cincinnati. That's going to be a tough call to see who comes out of that. Milwaukee has been playing well up until this point. Cincinnati's in a bit of a free fall. Motor City has been playing well as also. It's hard to say who's going to come out with that division.
Mustangs have been stringing some games together. If you ask people when the Vultures were, 6-3 and they looked in firm control, that they would go on that sort of tailspin that they've been on when they've lost 6 in a row, most people probably would have laughed at you. As that pass was incomplete for Mills as he tried to jump for that one.
Only the 3rd incompletion here tonight for Holdorf, and that forces San Diego to go for a field goal. But hey, possibly more bingo numbers.
And this is going to be good. 34-7 the score. And I'd like to bring in the Cameron Irvine once again to explain one of the UFL's tiebreakers that actually has the New Orleans clause out in front. Cam?
Yeah, thanks, Colin. So after head-to-head and after conference record, the UFL uses what college baseball people probably most know, the Rating Percentage Index, or RPI. And what we do is we use that to determine essentially who is most deserving of the spot. If we can't break it on head-to-head or conference record, then that's what we go to. And that's most often known as a weighted scale. 25% of it is the team's winning percentage. 50% of it is the opponent's winning percentage. And 25% of it is those opponents' winning percentage. And so it's kind of your complete resume, and our great website and partner at Sidearm does this calculation automatically for us. And you can see the RPIs of all the teams in the league on the standings page. So if you don't have conference record and you don't have head-to-head, keep an eye on those RPIs as they evolve and change throughout the season. Hopefully we don't have to go to percentage points like that, but that is the 3rd tiebreaker here in the UFL.
Thank you, Cam. 2nd and 10 for Milwaukee as we approach under 4 to go. Oh! Franks almost had his 2nd interception as it hits him in the hands.
Yeah, Wiseman has just not looked sharp tonight. I mean, past you talked about it a little bit, Colin. Past maybe that second drive, just has not looked crisp. San Diego has just been all over Milwaukee tonight.
And Wiseman, he lost the ball! And the lineman picked it up out of the air. That's Corey. Recovers the fumble. Oh, boy.
Cedric Blasingame, the defensive tackle, unclaimed, actually came in and forced the fumble. And then, as you mentioned, James Corey right there to pick the ball up in midair. I don't think it touched. Oh, it did. A little one hop there. But either way, right there to pick up the football and force the third turnover of the game here for the Wildcats. I mean, it's just been a perfect storm here for San Diego tonight on the road against Milwaukee.
Third turnover forced by the San Diego defense. Annie Beaverhausen got a you-go. Congratulations to that young lady. As Holdorf's pass is incomplete. It'll be second down.
Yeah, just a crazy game tonight from San Diego. Did absolutely everything right. Holdorf only 3 incompletions all night long, now 4. And now running the football well.
And he gets inside the 5, down to the 3. That's Price on the carry. Cruz stops the touchdown for a moment.
Brought it down to the 3. We haven't had 3 called tonight here for bingo. So that'll be an interesting number as well. Another couple new numbers as Wiseman sits on the sideline. Looks like he's in some discomfort.
He's definitely been beat up back there. Holdorf has a clean pocket, finds Mills, touchdown, number 5 for Zach Holdorf as he finds Mills in the end zone. For the score, it is now 40-7.
Great catch there by Mills. He is a red zone threat. Definitely a great adjustment for the Wildcats after their last loss to go into the books and see, hey, why aren't we targeting our E-Mills more? He is easily one of the biggest threats in our offense. We need to get him the football, and he has performed just through the roof, as you see here tonight.
Just a quick drive with 3:13 left. Holdorf just continues to put up ridiculous numbers.
And Colin, Milwaukee put the ball game in Holdorf's hands, and Zach Holdorf said, hold my beer. Watch what I do now. And look at the scoreboard. I mean, initially we thought it was going to be a back and forth ball game between these two teams. Maybe the last team holding the football was going to come up with the win. San Diego just hit the gas pedal in a big way once that second quarter started.
Here's the kickoff. This will be fielded at the 5, up the middle, across the 20, 25, and they'll mark him down at the 29. Milwaukee's last 4 games of the regular season. They play at home versus the Washington Knights next week. They're 4-7. Before traveling to Cincinnati, that's August 12th. Then they have Tennessee, who's 3-8, before taking on the Motor City Mustangs at home September the 2nd. Get to San Diego's games after this play as Wiseman, he'll just throw a moon ball and it's almost intercepted.
It has not been there tonight. And Elion already had an interception tonight. He has blanketed Churchill all night long. That has not been open for the Stags at all tonight.
We have second down. Wiseman, good protection this time over the middle. Catch made and running with the football is number 82 for the Stags. He's fired up. That's Parrish, gain to 22.
Yeah, Reggie Parrish getting involved as the Stags go no huddle, trying to get another touchdown on the board.
Run the midfield trap. Whoa, down to the sideline. Scored Henderson. Keeps the toes inbounds. As the ball is marked at the 36 now. San Diego's last 4 games, they're at Albuquerque. All the Wildcats decide to use the challenge.
little bit of salt in the wound here. I'm not 100% sure that they needed to throw the challenge flag, just given the way that the ball game has shaped up. But hey, might as well. You got that red flag in your pocket or your sock. Go ahead, throw it.
And the referee comes back and says, call on the field stands. So for San Diego, they have Albuquerque next week. So they travel to New Mexico. Then they travel to Los Angeles on August 12th before wrapping the season up with two back-to-back home games against the Silvertips and then the Fresno Wildcats. But that Los Angeles game, Eric, is going to be the linchpoint, I think, to decide the division, as that throw is incomplete.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to come. There's going to be some highlight matchups for sure. And primetime voting is going to be very interesting for the final 4 weeks of the season, because we're going to have those marquee matchups for certain that have playoffs on the line for these teams.
They got Dallas at Wichita and Salt Lake at San Jose on August 12th as well. Both of those intriguing matchups for different reasons. This is now 3rd and 10. Cobb on the tackle.
56 the mic. 56 is the mic. Pick it up, guys. Ready?
We can get one play out before the 2-minute warning. Wiseman will get sacked. Down he goes. Blessing game. Gets his second of the game.
Forced the fumble and now 2 sacks on the evening as well. What a night for Blessing game.
2-minute warning. San Diego in total control, up 41-7. Alden Northup, Eric Vincent here in the booth with you. And Eric, Milwaukee has decided they will punt on 4th and 17 coming out of the 2-minute warning. This will be, in the end zone. Just barely. Ball comes out to the.
Yeah, just one of those nights, Colin. We thought we were going to get a marquee matchup between these two teams. Milwaukee has been flying high. Churchill, as we mentioned, all over the league's Instagram page, highlight reel after highlight reel, and it's been San Diego all night long. I mean, past maybe the first half of the first quarter, I'd say, onward, the Wildcats have been in firm control of this ball game.
Bryce gets the carry, picked up about 8 yards. 400 total yards for San Diego on the evening. Just incredible. We're going to give it to Price again. He gets the first down. He started. No, they didn't give it to him. He started slow, Eric, but Price has really picked it up starting in the second half.
And it certainly helps that Holdorf, the quarterback, is able to run the football as well, give an extra option for the defense to pay attention to.
3rd and inches. They'll get the Price again. First down. You get a second, you go, Eric, from Skippy.
Congrats to Skippy in the chat. Congrats to Annie as well. A lot of numbers called tonight, but maybe not as many as we were hoping. We were hoping to get that back and forth ball game. Lots of scores, lots of numbers. Didn't quite happen here tonight, but San Diego, great game here tonight for them. They're going to go ahead and walk away with the win and march further towards the playoffs.
One last handoff to Price. He finishes with 28 totes for 142 yards. And the San Diego Wildcats come to America's Dairyland and lay a beatdown on the Milwaukee Stags, 41-7. Zach Holdorf, no surprise player of the game.
I mean, I'm not sure you could give it to anybody else. I mean, nobody else really comes to mind other than Zach Holdorf. The way that he ran the football, the way that he threw the football, over 200 yards passing, 5 touchdowns, and the completion percentage through the absolute roof. Absolutely insane. Both Mills and Johnson with 2 touchdown catches tonight. Just a complete game here tonight for the San Diego Wildcats.
Agreed, my friend. For the Milwaukee Stags, still have an opportunity to assess what went wrong before playing Washington. And for San Diego, they'll take on Albuquerque next. For UFL co-founder and AI expert Cameron Irvine, I'm Colin Northup. And my friend E.K. Vincent, thanks for being with me, buddy. Thanks to all of those who participated in the chat. Thank you all, and good night.